Hey there, welcome to day 122 of playing chess until I reached 1500 Elo. And I actually just hit 1000 Elo in Bullet, which is kind of cool. I was playing a few Bullet games, got up to 1000. Took a long time though for me to get there. But I still haven't hit it in Blitz yet, so I might have to play some more Blitz to hit 1000 in Blitz. But we're doing Rapid, so let's go over to 15-minute Rapid here. And I'm currently at 1278 after a win, or no, not a win, a loss in our last game. And let's go ahead and hop into another one and try to get a win here. Okay. And we got white. Let's see if... Okay, nobody is playing like the normal... I keep trying to play the Jobava London, but nobody is like playing the setup that lets you get it, which typically they do. It's kind of unusual for them not to. Okay, I'm just going to try to play it anyway. What the heck is this guy doing? What is this? Okay, this is very strange. All right, let's take the center. Okay, I have an immediate check here. He's able to block it, so... I mean, his king's in the center, so should we just try to open it? Let's develop this knight out first. Maybe try to open the center right away. Maybe try to get castled real quick. Okay, I'm just going to block that. Just block the pin there. And I'm thinking I would like to castle queenside, actually. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if I could castle queenside. Alright, this is guarded. Let's move this bishop out first. Alright, bishop comes out. Just try to castle quickly. And then see if we can attack his king, since he just moved it for some reason. Is this like the Bong Cloud or something, where you just like move your king right in the beginning? I think that's what they call that. I don't know what the point of it is. Maybe just to completely confuse your opponent until they make a mistake, because you're playing something so weird. Okay. Can I just try to open this up in the center? I do want a castle still first, if I can. Maybe let's try to push this pawn here. Okay, I'm gonna go queen here first so that I have the option to castle queenside. Just bring the queen up. Make sure this stays guarded. I'm able to castle either way. And then, yeah, I think we just want to try to open stuff up here, so let's try to do that. Let's push this pawn. We have two defenders here. He has two attackers, so I'm able to safely push the pawn, I think. Again. But yeah, it is funny that I've been trying to play my new opening, and every single opponent so far in Rapid has played something very, like, atypical. And I have not been able to actually play it. Even though in most games you do get the normal setup. It's like the majority of games will get the normal Jobava London setup and I can play it. But for whatever reason I haven't actually been able to lately. Okay, the queen goes back here, which I'm not sure the point of. I guess maybe to make space for the knight to develop. Let's just immediately push this. If he pushes here, we can open it up that way. If he does take... I don't want to take like that because then he can take here and mess up the pawns. So I think I take with the knight, so let's go ahead and do that. Although actually no, because then if I take with the knight... No, I take with check, so yeah, that works. So he can't take here. Okay. Comes back. I think if I open it up, he is able to develop his knight out, but it will weaken his king more, so I think it'll be worth doing. Could also push here. Knight could move, and then I could take this one. I think I'm just going to take, though. Even though it gives him better development, I think definitely makes sense to take. I could also immediately kick whichever piece takes, the bishop or the knight. And I guess he could hop here. I could kick him again. Then where does he even go? I don't know if he can even go anywhere, so. I can also immediately go here with check, take, then he gets kicked like that. Maybe I have this check. Okay, let's just... Wait, also I have check here right away. Wait, check here. If he comes over... No, I can't do that because it's blocked. Okay, let's just do that. Just kick him. And then castle and try to get the rooks lined up over here. Oh, he goes to the corner. Okay. Could also go here and try to hop in with tempo if he takes. I think let's just castle though. Okay, the king is trying to run back. Kind of want to play this to open up the center more. And keep trying to run over here. Could also go knight here to immediately threaten that fork, which I think I like. Yeah, let's just do that. That just seems like a good move. Okay, and then I could go... No, I can't go there. How can I double attack that? I could go here. Try to hit the knight and then maybe open the rook up here and try to get the queen lined up with the rook. Threaten something. Could also sack. Take... No, I still can't check as the knight guards this, so makes it a little bit tricky to do anything there. I think I like this, just clearing this file a little bit to line the rook up with the king, and maybe trying to take this knight because it is preventing the bishop from coming here. Okay, I guess I probably have to go back. If I go here and he takes, then I could take again, take back. But then he could take here. So let's just go back here. Yeah, I think let's just go back. Very weird game. But, I mean, the material's equal. He just has his king is just bad and his development's bad, but you still have to find the right ways to actually jump on the weaknesses, otherwise it can always equalize later on with equal material. I think I probably will take this. I don't know if I want to open that up though. It's coming back. What about queen coming here? If that works for anything. Could also go knight here and then here. Seems kind of appealing, but I'm not quite sure if it does anything. Can I just play this actually? Yeah, let's just play this. Let's just try to open this up. Because this is guarded twice. Okay, that's going to be the way to go. Takes, and now I have to decide what to take with. Take with the knight, we do pressure this again. Maybe we do swing this guy over if we can kick his knight. If I take with the bishop, then maybe I take here, but then he takes with a pawn. Probably takes with that pawn. Okay, I think I take with the knight. Maybe we try to grab this. Go for checks here. I feel like there could be an interesting sacrifice here, but I don't know. I think with the knight covering the square, I think it doesn't work. Where can this knight go? We can go here, here. This could be annoying if he was here. These two guard each other. Can't go here. I might go here and just try to open up the rooks here. Pin this pawn. Then maybe I take... No, but he still has to... He still can take back this way, and I think he's probably fine there. It's hard trying to find the right way to play this. I don't really want to just capture here, because I think the knight could be more useful applying pressure. But yeah, if he goes here, I guess I'd just take... Okay, I'm just going to go here to open up things more. Or still have the option of going here. Then the knight comes in... No, I think here. Then we have more control over this square as well. This pawn still needs to be guarded though. But yeah, I think I have the tendency to sometimes really try to rush when I know I have a developmental advantage, but not a material advantage, but sometimes taking unnecessary risks. So I'm trying to continue to develop an attack, but not in a foolish way where I rush and take unnecessary risks. Because I still have an advantage regardless at the moment. But I always sometimes feel that like pressure to immediately act on it, even if I find a move that maybe is not the best, and then it could actually end up losing some type of material or weakening my own king. So I'm gonna try to avoid anything like that. Okay, do we have anything here? Again, I can't go here yet. I think I like the idea of bringing the queen in here. Not sure what his rook moving here does. Pushing this pawn doesn't seem like it's much of a threat. Can I just push again? Is that even... Yeah, maybe I can push again, actually. Because if he takes, I don't even care about losing the pawn. If he takes that... I mean, first off, I have a discovered attack to take the rook. Yeah, I think this actually seems good. Just continue pushing and opening it up. Let's do that. Okay, he advances the pawn, which I think makes sense. It does weaken this. Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't weaken that because it's already not defending. I don't know why I thought that was weakened. But I feel like it weakens something. Weakens the knight maybe a bit. Still capture here. Also, the pawn is under attack, so maybe I need to defend it. Probably can just... I could just take here. Take, and then this is defended at least. No, but then it's attacked twice, so maybe I'll just move this down to here to defend. Okay. Thinking I'll go for that. Can also slide a rook over. I could get my queen in to threaten something on the light squares there, but his light square bishop is kind of controlling some of that. Okay, let's just go back and use the queen to defend. Sometimes the undeveloped pieces can do a pretty good job of holding things down here, even though in the long run, they're not going to be very useful, but The light square bishop is doing a decent job of holding this down, and then the knight's holding this square down. Try to hop here. No. Can't hop here, can I? Okay. It's coming back to double attack it. I'll go take. He takes. I can't quite win the queen yet, but it's not too far from happening. I guess he could take with the king, though. Okay, I'm just gonna go knight. Do I just go knight here to defend? No, I think I go rook. Actually, that doesn't work, because then if he takes with the knight... Yeah, I think I might not have a great way to defend the pawn. I guess I could defend it. No, I can't defend it there. I might not have a great way to defend the pawn, but I don't think that's too big of a deal, because I'm still going to have way better development. I think I like the idea of just stacking the rooks up here anyway and creating pressure if the knight moves, maybe to capture here. Okay, so let's do that. So he is able to take the pawn. The knight takes. Try to pressure. He could go here. I could maybe go here if he takes this knight. Although I'd have to take it back with the bishop. Okay, he takes it that way. I thought he would take it with the knight, maybe. So now we do have... Actually, no, he has 3 defenders with this knight. So we don't have a pin on that. Not quite. We go here. I think I like just going here, again reopening this, and then maybe take back with the bishop or something. Okay. I'm just gonna go there. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed the pawn forward too much, though. I thought it was going to help me open it up, but I assumed that after he pushed his pawn, there would be a follow-up to, like, open stuff up somehow, but it didn't really quite work like that. Yeah, this knight, I want to get rid of this knight. If I can. I'm considering taking this now, maybe? Because then the king or the knight has to take. If the knight takes, I can go here to try to put more pressure on that pawn. Guess he's double attacking this, but like here, can't take. I'll take here, but I'm not sure if that does anything. take, or actually no, this is defended by the rook as well, so I think I might want to just go here, put the knight on a better square, threaten the queen. He can't take this right away because then I just take the queen. Although he does have check, which maybe would actually be good for him. I might just move my king over, actually. I don't want him to have any checks. Or just take this. I think I'm just going to take this. Because actually, yeah, if I take this and takes, do I take this? I don't know. I don't want to trade everything down. Let's just try taking, though. I guess he might take here first. But then I could take the knight with check. If I want to. We are triple attacking his bishop. So I think he probably would take here first. Threatening the knight. Or threatening the rook. Okay, so now I think I could take the bishop because we're triple attacking. Yes, 2 defenders. But let's just take that. Only thing is if... actually, does this work? Because if I take, he takes. I take... No, it does work, because if he takes the knight, then I take the rook. Wait, no, because the knight still guards... This knight still guards it. So no. Not sure if it does work. I could go here first. Yeah, let's go here first. Tempo on the queen, although he might move with check. But at least the knight is safer now. Because the knight was going to end up hanging at the end of that. Okay, he moves with check. So let's slide over, which I wanted to do anyway. Actually, oh, I should have done this. Never mind. Yeah, that would have been a better move. Because then we create another threat. Should have blocked it that way. Okay, and we don't have this fork because the knight guards it on the king and the queen. So let's just take here first, and then maybe I'm threatening the fork. Yeah, I think I definitely should have gone back to block, though. I might have ended up winning the bishop if I did that. But I wanted to move the king over anyway, so that's why I was inclined to just immediately move the king over, because I was already thinking about doing that to get the king safer. But in that particular case, blocking creates a new threat that he has to deal with. So yeah, I'm threatening this. And let's see what he does here. Not sure what he'll do. I mean, probably just move the queen or something. Once the knight moves, okay, interesting. He attacks my queen. But I can still move here with check and then move again. Or I can move here with check and then take this way. And then this pawn is pinned. I don't know if that quite does anything though. You go here to threaten mate. You can slide over. I could probably take this pawn. Is that going to be the way to go? Or is this? Here, here. Threatening this. Threatening the rook. Maybe you can slide this in. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good actually. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this way. I think I like this way. Although both look pretty good, so I'm not sure. Here. That way. Okay, I think I'm just going to do this. Let's try it. Because I do like that the bishop can come in and pin the knight and hit the queen. Okay, the rook guards it, but yeah, let's go here. And then I have 3 attackers on it. I could also go here because this is pinned. If for some reason that was helpful, I'm not sure if that's helpful at all. I don't think so. Yeah, I think I like this. So this just adds a lot of pressure to everything. But I still can't quite take this because then he takes with the rook, and then I lose my queen for the rook and the knight, which I don't want to do. Wait, actually, what if I take? He takes. Take with the bishop, he takes. Oh yeah, then I can take. Yeah, never mind. I can just take with the bishop. I don't know why I was thinking I would take with the queen. Okay, and he goes ahead and resigns. That was a weird game. Um, with that opening he played, and then I was just like trying to find the best way to convert it, but I get sometimes like worried about how to convert it when I'm in a winning position, and a lot of times I do blunder in winning position, so that's why I was like trying to be extra cautious. But we're back up to 1285, so we're still like really teetering towards 1300. Let's check the game review, and I think I might play another game. Let's take a look at the game review and see what happened. If I played well, okay, it looks like I played okay, 74.4. I had a miss though. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about, was what my miss was there. Oh, I think the miss was when I didn't, it might have been when I didn't block with the bishop. When the queen checked. That could be what the miss was. Yeah, this was such a strange opening. I've never seen that before in an actual game. Okay, it wanted me to push the pawn and kick the knight. Let me see. Yeah, where does the knight go if I do that? Take here. Knight can't go here. He could go to the edge. He can't go here. It wants him to just check first. Block, and then I'm curious where the knight goes. Oh, and then he comes to the center. Okay. Let's see what happened. Let's see how big this advantage is. So it's a plus 2.5 advantage, so pretty massive advantage despite equal material. And even though I did lose that one pawn, I had a very strong feeling that I had a massive advantage anyways, and it looks like I did based on the graph. That losing the pawn really didn't matter. Although it might not have been the optimal way to do things. But yeah, here 2.7 advantage. Still finding decent moves, I think, but maybe not the perfect moves. That would just like end him very quickly. Alright, that was good though. We opened things up, get the knight in there. That knight became pretty useful, and then yeah, this was inaccurate, pushing the pawn forward. Not the best way to go. I just figured let me try to open it up more, but once he advances his pawn, there's just no way to open it. But still 2.8 advantage, now 3.4 after he takes here. So taking the pawn with the bishop was not good for him. It did want me to capture his dark square bishop. And then he takes back with the knight. I was pretty interested in trying to get my bishop over here. It actually wants the knight to come over this way. I probably more realistically would have gone this way to try to get closer to the king, but that's a mistake apparently. I guess this pawn is hanging. Okay, so here's what I actually played. We trade that off. I did go ahead and take that. Now I have a +5 advantage, so a huge advantage. This was the best move. Okay, yeah, and then it wanted me to block, although I didn't consider blocking with the pawn. I considered blocking this way, although I considered it right after I played king over. So would this have been good? No. Oh yeah, never mind. Because when he takes, he's threatening the queen. So that doesn't work. Because yeah, take here. Take. Okay, I still have a good advantage. Even though the queens come off the board, I still have a good advantage. We are still double attacking this, but it was not the best way to go. Pushing the pawn was actually the best. Which, wait, was the pawn even guarded when he checks? No, the pawn's not even guarded. Then it wants me to slide over. Then I'm threatening this again. But if he takes... Yeah, no, I still can't do it. I still can't win the queen, but it still says plus 5.4 now, so it's still a massive advantage. And then this was a weird move. This definitely seemed like a mistake. Which it was. We wanted the queen to come into here. What does that threaten? I guess it almost threatens the knight because if I move this knight, we double attack it, but it's still not quite there. Let me see what it wants him to do. Okay, he guards this. Oh yeah, and we're double attacking this, although it's twice defended for now. Take with the rook. If I take it with the rook and then the queen takes, then I can just take his rook here because the knight is what was guarding it. So I guess that's if he didn't play the right move. If he played something random here, then yeah, it wants me to take. Queen takes, that says brilliant, and then we take here. Oh no. Oh, then we go here with the fork. I wasn't looking at that. That's cool. Okay, so that would be completely game over. That's not quite how things went. Instead, I went with this check. But no matter what, we had a great advantage. And then here was the miss. It was actually the last move I played. Says we have mate in 2. Oh. Wow. Didn't see that. Sacking here. And then check here. Oh, yeah. He has no way. This is cut off. This is cut off. And he has nothing that can block. Okay. Didn't see the mate in 2. I was kind of considering some kind of sacrifice or something here, but I just didn't see anything. Like, I looked at it a couple times, maybe on different moves, but I didn't really see anything there. But yeah, that actually was pretty nice mate to find. But he went ahead and resigned, so I didn't need to find it. And we're at 1285. Let's go ahead and play a second game, actually. So here we go, back to our game screen. And we got white again. Let's see. Up against a 1361. Pretty high rated player here. Let's see what happens. See if we... Oh yeah, let me switch back to regular screen here. Okay. Get the knight out here. See if we actually get to play the Jobava London. Okay, again, we do not. Weird how people are not playing it. But I'm just going to take the center here. Then I'm going to go bishop here. I'm going to go queen here. Bishop and queen line up. We have a good center. Can castle queenside. And we can create an attack pushing the h pawn. Okay. That's a little unusual. I think I'm just gonna go... No, I can't go there because he is attacking it with this. Probably we'll just go here. Yeah, probably just here. I mean, I guess that, take, he takes, go here. Or I just let him take and use this as an initiative to go ahead and castle. I think I'm going to try to keep the bishop here. Yeah, let's try to keep our bishop alive. This knight could almost get trapped or something, maybe. Okay, do I attack the knight first? And the knight is able to hop back. Yeah, the knight is pretty close to being trapped. I guess no, he doesn't have this because it's only defended once. But if I attack him now, he can just hop back. But if I could play here, he has 2 defenders, I have 2 defenders. He takes, I take, he takes the queen. I think let's castle first. I think we need to castle first. And I want to play this, I'm just not sure. I don't really want to open this up and trade the queens right away. But if I push, yeah, if he takes, then I take, then it opens up and he can trade. But if he were to push and then I take, he can't take back because I have 2 attackers on the queen. Although now he has another defender with the knight there. Could kick the knight. Knight's able to go here. Kick him again. Then that knight is almost trapped as well. Actually, no, he can just come here. Because the bishop does guard that. Could maybe cut it off. Alright, let's just go here. Tempo on the knight. And this is a good move anyway. Oh wait, actually I actually forgot he's double attacking this, but it doesn't matter because we're attacking the knight. So I do need to do something about this. Possibly just knight here to guard it, but it does restrict my bishop a bit. Or push. Maybe pushing is the way to go. Only thing I don't like about that is that it opens up his bishop, but I might just try to trade it off here in a second anyway. I think I definitely have a... Okay. Interesting. What if I go here? Is that... Okay, I like now that he closed off his bishop. I do prefer that. But this doesn't work. But this works though. I can just hit the queen. I guess he could push here again. But then he's weakening his king more. Could also take, but he has 3 defenders. Oh wait, no, yeah, I can take, I think. I think I can take here. Because this, knight takes, this is kind of complicated. Actually, no, he has 4 defenders on this. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 4 defenders. It gets complicated though, because I'm wondering if the knight here takes, and is no longer defending the queen, and the pawn takes, then I can take the queen. But, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go here. The queen, push the pawn, maybe come back, or come back to here, then back down to here, or take. Yeah, I find this confusing. I guess he'll take like this. Yeah, he'll take with the knight that's under threat, so. I think he's fine. Okay, I think just this is what I'm interested in playing. His knight still is under attack. Also, if he pushes this pawn, he prevents his knight from having an escape square as well. So once I move back, the knight, I think, has nowhere to go. Okay, let's play here. Okay, he does push that. And then, I think if I go back, his knight, actually no, because and it doesn't work actually, because if I go here, he can take. If I go here, it's guarded twice. If I go back, I'm no longer hitting the knight there. I think I'm probably going to go back though, because I like pinning this pawn kind of, then maybe we threaten to take here. Also, what if I just take, he takes? No, I don't think that's what I want. Let's go back here. Let's make his knight still have trouble and not just let him easily trade it off like this. I guess if I go back and he takes here, I take, he takes here. I don't know, this position feels very complicated already. Also, I could just take the pawn and then take? No, because you can take it back with the knight. If I want to save the pawn, I might actually just need to go here, let him take this way, and then save this pawn. I might just do that. He pushes this again, go back. Okay, let's just allow him to take actually, because I don't really want to lose the pawn. Okay. Oh wait, do I lose the pawn anyway? Oh wait, I guess I do. Why did I think that it was going? I guess. Yeah, never mind. Okay, we lost the pawn anyway, but his king has more weaknesses, so going to try to attack them by pushing here. Okay, so I wonder if I should have played what I was thinking. I guess I forgot that the pawn itself was attacking. Or I was thinking he would take with the pawn, that's what it was. I think I thought he would take with the pawn, and if he took with the pawn... No, that still didn't work, because then I take with the rook, he takes. Still not great for me. Also, I have checks on this diagonal now that he pushed his pawns. Actually just noticed that, the light square. Diagonal. Don't know if it does anything. Okay, I'm not going to take that. He can take if he wants. I'm going to push, I think. He pushes here. Maybe I bring the knight in. Here. Okay, so I'm thinking of either this and then push here. No, I don't know if that makes any difference. Also go here. Yeah, I'm thinking I will just push, see what happens. Oh, he pushes that, okay. Routing off the queen, but I'm gonna route it over this way. I think definitely want to route it right here. So that I can still come over on this side. Think about where I want the knight to go here. Knight could come in this way. Maybe if I can guard this square. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna take. Unless, yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna take and open that up. Okay. Yeah, I like the look of that. If I go here right away, he trades queens. I don't think that's what I want. I think I go here. What do I do? Knight comes here. Knight comes here, we trade the knight. Maybe I'll hop this one back. Yeah, pieces are placed a little weird. I'm thinking, maybe I push this. Take this way. Or like this. And if he doesn't take en passant, then I just go here. The threaten coming in. If he does take en passant, then I take here, and it's kind of the same idea. Do I just push here, though? Because then I threaten to take myself. Take. No, let's push all the way. Let's see if that makes sense. Or works. Try to give myself full control of the H file. Okay. Wait, also I can always hop the knight over this way, maybe. He prevents this check. Actually, that is pretty important, because that could have been a way to cut him off if I went for that check. And I think I'm going to immediately go here, threaten to come in, and just see how he responds to that. This is still guarded, although it's not the best way to guard it. But yeah, let's threaten this first. Okay, so he's going to allow me to come in here. King will move. I think that still looks pretty good, even though he is able to kind of run away. Is there anything else I can do to prevent him from running away? Knight coming here, and then here would be good, but I still can't protect that square. Knight here doesn't work. Okay, I think I'm just going to come up here regardless. Check. And maybe try to bring a rook in. Push this. The bishop here is pinned. Could go here. If he takes, I take with the pawn. I think I like that. That does look kind of appealing, because then the pawn cuts off more squares for the king. Like there should be something pretty immediate. You know what? I could go here, actually, because this is pinned. I could double attack this. It's hard for him to defend that. Maybe he goes here, but then I just take. Wait, check. Okay, let's try that. Seems pretty aggressive. So he's up a pawn, but I have a pretty good initiative over here on his king. Just have to turn it into something that can actually win material or threaten checkmate. I feel like this light square bishop is not super useful. Okay, so he's guarding that. This is still pinned. I guess if he does go here, maybe now that would be an issue. If I go here, but no, I can go here. Take. Then if he goes here, no, I still can't actually do anything. What if I go? Does this do anything? He takes here, but then, no, then he's still guarding this. I could take. There's never a check here with the knight, and the bishop can't really do anything. So I am worried about this. if I try to retreat, he goes here, and then, you know, yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, might have gotten myself in trouble here because I knew this was a risk. I could tell it was a risk, but I wasn't sure how real of a risk it was. But now I'm thinking it's a pretty significant risk here. I think I'm gonna go here. Get this, and then if he goes here, one is here. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do. Or I just take here, but then I just lose a rook. If he takes, I take. He takes. Because the rook is under threat and the queen is threatening to be trapped. Threatened to be trapped. If he does go there and I take, and he takes and I take, but yeah, he has multiple defenders. Okay, I think I did get myself in trouble. I'm not sure how to get out. If I try this, he takes here. Then maybe no, I can't hit this because then he just takes. How do I hit the queen again? Oh, maybe queen here, or rook, not rook, knight here. Okay, I'm just gonna try that. I don't know what else to try. Maybe there's an obvious solution. I'm not seeing it though. This is all guarded. He's gonna go here. The rook will be under threat if the queen moves. Okay, then I'm gonna go here. Because I still can't take it. Still defended twice. Okay, and then I have... no, I don't have... This check doesn't really do anything. And he just takes it. Not sure what I can do. Go here. This doesn't work. Yeah, I don't think anything works here. I'm trying to find some way out of it, but I think if I can't get out of it, I'm gonna have to resign here soon. The other rook can't come over to help anything. Because the bishop is in the way. Here. We take, and he just goes over. There's no way to open up any path for the queen that I can see. Because the diagonals are cut off. Uh, taking so long, but it's because I'm trying to find any last resort option, otherwise I'm definitely going to lose. Let's just, I don't know, take here or something. It's kind of pointless. He's just going to go here. But then I could go here, actually. So he probably needs to take first. I don't think I can get out of anything, though. Okay, I'm just going to... Or I just take here right away. Take... And then I'm down a rook, so I can't do that. I'm just going to try this and just see if some kind of chaos can get me out of trouble. If he just takes here, yeah, if he takes there, then I can take. So then I'm okay. But if he takes with the pawn, then maybe we trade and then I can take the knight. Although, no, I think because the bishop will open up and be guarding it. Oh, he takes with check there, never mind. I didn't realize that was with check. Okay, so go over. Yeah, I think I'm screwed on this one. Take here. Yeah, no, there's nothing. Alright, I'm gonna resign. I just was trying to find something for a long time, but it's not gonna work out. Let's see, was my one blunder just that last move? Pretty bad accuracy, 64.7. Oh, back to game review screen here. He had a blunder, and I had a blunder. Let me just jump to this real quick. What's this? This is a blunder because of a fork. Oh yeah, and this was a mistake because he was able to still win the pawn, so that was kind of a bad mistake. Let's go back to the start though, because I think I had a good start, but he did confuse me with this move. It did throw me off a bit. It's not something I normally see. I have a +1 advantage here. Didn't like kicking him with f3. It wanted h3. That's great. Wanted me to take, and then this was my blunder because he takes. Oh, what the heck? That's kind of a crazy tactic. He can win a pawn after all that. So that counted as a blunder. But it was a miss because he took with the knight. After he takes with the knight, I am down a pawn and it's -1, so I don't really have like compensation for my being down a pawn here. And then I wasn't expecting this move. This actually caught me off guard a little bit too. It's just shutting down the dark squares for the queen. I felt like maybe we can make it work though. So I dropped over here. That was a blunder. Oh, because it wants the check right away. But what does the check right away do? What if he just goes over? Is that really dangerous? I guess, oh yeah, because then he can't take back with this pawn. Okay. Because it's going to be pinned if I take. I didn't realize that. So instead it wants him to block. I feel like he probably would have blocked with the bishop, would be my guess. Oh. But then we sack here. That's a brilliant move. He takes here. Then we take here. Okay, yeah. Very few people are finding that though. That was pretty fancy. So yeah, I didn't go for the check. I should have probably just gone for the check anyway because it seemed like it could be useful. But I didn't want to just trade pieces. I think I thought if I check and then we just trade pieces, it maybe isn't useful. I want to have a lot of pieces over here for this attack. But he played an accuracy there because he pushed that. Actually, just wanted him to push this, which I thought he might do. Push this pawn to try to lock things up. So it did give me a chance with this open file, but playing g4 here was a mistake. I guess just because it wanted the check. This was a mistake. Yeah, I felt like I had a good idea here, but I knew this could be dangerous and I didn't realize he could easily just defend the pawn. So I thought that despite the danger here, I thought I might be able to just win the pawn, but all he had to do was just slide the queen in and he was able to defend it. And then I was kind of screwed here. Yeah, it's -4, so I'm at least losing the rook here. And then I knew that I could just take here and like just lose the rook, but that's completely losing. I had to try to come up with some kind of radical idea to not lose that much material, but it definitely did not work. But I was gonna resign if I lost the rook anyway, so it's worth trying something more radical there. Okay, pretty straightforward game. And we're down to 1279. He was pretty high rated. He was like high 1300s, like, oh yeah, there, 1367. And I think I'm actually going to play a third because I haven't played as many games lately, so I want to play some more games here. Game 3 up against a 1269 and got black this time. It's funny because with white, I still haven't had a single actual Joe Baba London game. Even though it's been kind of a while now since I've been trying to. Alright, we have like the Slav defense exchange, I guess. It's basically just turns into the exchange Carl Khan, I think. It's essentially the same. Or is it slightly different? I'm not sure. Okay, let's just go here. And let's just bring the bishop all the way out here. Connect the pawns. Eventually try to pin this, put more pressure on this pawn, although this one's not defending this, but so maybe there's not as much of a point of pinning that one. But his dark square bishop's already out, so maybe try to actually come out with queen b6 and hit the 2 pawns here. Could be good. Could capture first, he takes, and then play that. I have to go to the bathroom really bad, so I'll be right back while he plays his move. I'm back. What did he play here? Okay, he connected that. Yeah, I think I can take, and then, oh no, never mind, I can't win a pawn because he supported it. So, maybe not, but we are pinning his knight now, which is probably good. Maybe I'll just develop my knight this knight, I think. If this comes here at all, is that a problem? It could be annoying. He could go check, but he doesn't have to move the knight because it is defended here. So I might actually play this because I don't want the knight coming in there. Yeah, I'm just going to play here. Just prevent the knight from ever hopping into, what's this, b5? And it prevents the bishop from coming out and pinning the knight as well. The bishop doesn't have as many good squares to develop to. It could develop here, but the light square bishop. But it's a little bit more restricted. So yeah, this restricts the knight and the bishop. It seems like it's worth doing. And I want to develop this knight. And let's just try to play solid moves. Not do anything too crazy. Because last game, doing a little bit too aggressive of a plan is actually what got me in trouble. And I knew it was risky when I played that move, but I just didn't see the immediate way for it to get trapped on the next move. But I knew there was a possibility that it would. So sometimes it's better to just go with the solid, safe moves when you're not totally sure, because it's either going to be you making the first big blunder or your opponent and taking the bigger risks. Unless you're pretty sure about the calculation, it'll probably end up being you making the blunder. He's taking his time here. Okay, he breaks the pin. Is this useful at all? I don't think it's super useful. I'm just gonna develop the knight. Let's just play solid moves and play them relatively quickly for now. Okay, trade. I think I'm fine with that. My light square bishop is kind of my bad bishop because they can't really move as much with my light pawns here, light square pawns. And I could trade again here. He might take with the pawn. I think I'm just going to bring the rook over here, so that if he takes, I can take back with the rook, and then probably develop my dark square bishop. Where do I want the dark square bishop? Maybe I go here for the pin. If he pushes, I go back. It doesn't seem all that useful actually. Probably just go here. Or here, a little bit more aggressive. Maybe we take this way at some point. We are double attacking the knight, although it is double defended. Okay, I'm just gonna go here. This is the typical square, I think, in these kind of setups to develop to. E7, because there's always the possibility of the bishop just pinning the knight, and then you have to go there anyway, so it's normally good to just go there. Let's castle. And thinking we just try to play like for this open file that we have here. Just try to immediately start putting all the pieces on this side. Can't go here. The queen's looking. Interesting. So he's actually trying to create an attack on the king's side. If I take here, what do I get from that? I don't know. Okay, let's just move the queen out here. Get it more active. And attack the pawn. Is this ever a thing? Take. I take here. These two are both threatened. But actually no, because the bishop is guarding. Yeah, the bishop can just drop back. And then it still guards the knight. Yeah. Interesting. And if I can't take it. But I probably will just push my pawn to prevent it from advancing further. Otherwise, if he pushes, then I push here. See, that seems like it could be okay as well. Hard to say though, because this he does get potential ideas to sacrifice. It could be more dangerous if he pushes. He pushes here, I push here. Then this is all locked up. I don't think there's as many attacking ideas. The main threat would be if his queen could get here and my knight wasn't here, and then he was threatening mate with the pawn. But I don't think that would be easy to do. So yeah, I think I'm not going to worry too much about that. Uh, let's just try to double the rooks up, or maybe push my pawns over here. Or do I double the rooks up here first? I'm just going to try to double the rooks. Just go here. Oh wait, actually, this might not have been a good square because it is in line with the bishop. Yeah, that might have been a mistake. Okay, no, we're fine. We can take... I was worried that he was going to sack over here, which I think... If I take, then he takes the rook, so yeah, I would have just had to lose the pawn. So luckily he took the knight instead. And now this helps us with our idea of just kind of taking over this file. And if we get another rook right behind here, then we are pinning the knight, because if the knight moves, we have two attackers on this rook. So then we could potentially hop into here, put more pressure on the knight. the queen moves anywhere, I might just be able to snag this pawn and hit the bishop. If he moves off this light square diagonal that he's on, or she's on. Yeah, just gonna advance the pawn. I don't want him to take and open this up, but I feel like this is pretty locked off with him going like that. Okay, if he takes here, I guess I do have to worry about him double attacking this. Yeah, I do have to worry about that. So maybe I'll go back to here actually. Or I simply go back to here. We could move again. Maybe I go here. Here. And here. Then he can't do anything except for take. But I'd rather keep my queen more active. Yeah, I have to be prepared for this move. Either that or this. Then my knight is not where I want it to be. It's either my knight's not where I want it to be or my queen's not where I want it to be. So I have to decide which one I want to do. I think I'm going to do the knight. Let's do the knight. If he comes into here, I can move, but then I can also go. Actually, can I go here? Because if he does come here and I move, and then after I move, if he plays here, then I can't actually put my bishop here to try to trade, because I want to trade the dark square bishop off. If I could do that, then that will prevent threats along here. But I could also move over, and then if the queen comes here, I could slide the bishop down actually to trade rather than up. That might work. When I move the rook, I'll move it here to double up and create my own pressure. So yeah, I'm anticipating potentially this. Don't think he's going to want me to just take here and double these pawns. Either that or maybe he goes back. If he goes back, I'll just challenge the bishop with mine and try to trade them off. He is taking more time than me, so maybe if this game goes for a while, I can play for time at the end. Interesting. That was not something I was looking at all. If I go here, we are hitting the knight. The knight can hop into here, but I have multiple attackers. If he takes here, we take with the pawn. Also just drop the queen back, since I do want to make sure I can cover these squares over here. Drop the queen back. I think hitting the knight probably makes sense though. Hitting the queen doesn't make sense because then I get bad pawns if he takes. Oh yeah, I think I like this. If he does take here, I take back and then probably try to swing the rook over. Although actually, I can't swing it here with the dark square bishop. Okay, take. Oh, actually, I didn't realize it hangs this pawn. Yeah, because the knight is going to be guarded by the queen if he takes. But if he takes that, no, I can't take this because the knight guards it. So. But at least if he does take it, I'm just going to take the bishop and then double these pawns. And then this will definitely become a target for later on. Okay. Take here. Alright, and then I have these nice strong center pawns. I think I can just advance this one. Bishop's guarding it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna advance this. I can also hit this and then just win it. He doesn't have a way to defend that pawn. Which also seems like a decent idea, just win my pawn back, move my bishop. But actually no, because then he takes this one. So let's advance this one first. Now, if there was a way to go here, this would be nice. Skewer the queen and then take the knight. But the square is not guarded, and I don't see a way to guard it. Because the dark square bishop cannot guard this. So I don't think that's going to be a possibility. But I do like these pawns quite a bit. So we're down one, but I don't feel like he has a huge advantage or anything. Because these are both weak. And this one he can guard like that, but then this one becomes weak. If I push here, he takes, I take, then I get a pass pawn, but it does kind of fix his pawns a little bit. I like that though, because it does open up, in order to guard this pawn, you'd have to push f4, and then it completely opens up his dark square, diagonal, which I could use to give checks and stuff. So I think I kind of do like this pushing here. Forcing a pass pawn and the opening of the diagonal. He's still taking a while on his moves, so yeah, that's also a potential advantage I can gain. Also go here at some point. to hit this pawn. Okay, he hits the bishop right away. But if I just go here, although this isn't what I wanted to play, I could guard it. I'm thinking I'd just bring the bishop. Oh yeah, because he is hitting the pawn. He's hitting the pawn and the bishop. Yeah, so I think I just play here then. I think I need to play that. Because if I move the bishop, he takes the pawn. Yeah. I think we just push. Even though I wanted to push the other way. Yeah, I don't really like that I had to play this move though. I really wanted to push d4 here. And it also cuts off my ability to come over here and attack this pawn. But I think I kind of had to play it. I guess I could have let the bishop hang and then take the knight. If he took it. Maybe that was also a perfectly good option. Okay, yeah, I was kind of thinking he might play that. Because then it removes the defense of the bishop. Because I can't go here. So yeah, I figured he might play that, but I think if I go here again, if he takes the bishop, I take the knight. So it should be fine. Consider if there's anything else. This doesn't work because he has two attackers. This is not a thing. Yeah, I think just here. Actually, it is a little concerning because if he takes this, I take the knight, he goes here, he is threatening mate. So I'm wondering if this last move was a big mistake, actually. Just take it. If I move, he takes the queen. Wish I could create my own threat in the queen here, but the knight just takes it. Yeah, I can also go here, actually. This square. Probably. Okay. I'm gonna go for this one. Yeah. Don't think I can avoid that. If he goes here next, it is go here actually. Here. 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 I'm able to go here. He's able to take the pawns though. And then probably promote. There's no way to get him off that square. I can't take here. This is blocked and the knight guards it. Go here. He can just take it with the pawn, and then he's threatening the mate here. But then I could go here, and he goes check. Maybe I can block. Maybe this works. Kind of. You can also take here though. It doesn't look good either way. I think I'm just gonna take the knight, but I don't think I can do anything once he goes here. Maybe no, I can't go over either because I can't get the rook to here. Like here, no, that still doesn't work. Alright, I think this is the only shot here. Attacking the queen with the rook. Because it's the only way to give myself an escape. But it still looks pretty terrible. Okay, so I have to move here now. And yeah, I'm just concerned about check up, take the pawn, and then it's going to be able to probably promote fairly easily. And I still haven't taken the knight back, so I'm still down quite a bit of material. This might have been the best move, though. It might be the only way to continue, otherwise it was going to be a forced mate. So all his time consumption paid off for finding some good moves there. Where was the problem? It was here. It was pushing the pawn here. Yeah. He attacked the bishop, and then I pushed the pawn, and that's where I got in trouble. Once he pushed this again. Also, his time is getting pretty low. Mine is caught up a little bit down towards his. But if we can just prolong the game a bit and then get him low on time, it still is not over necessarily. But I bet it's got to be like plus. It's got to be like, I bet it's +5 for him or more. Maybe not. I'm not sure if the engine is calculating that I'm going to be able to take the knight back. That probably makes a big difference. If I am able to take the knight back, it might be like +3 for him or something. But if not, then it's got to be like +5 or more. The knight can just safely hop away. Okay, he goes for check right away. Interesting. I don't know if that he's gonna go back for check or just I guess he'll take right away. I don't know if that was the best approach for him though. Maybe it is. Okay, no, he does go back for check again. Interesting. So, I think I'm just gonna go down again. Or I go to the side. I'm just gonna go down again. Just repeat moves because I don't really think there's much of a reason to go to the side because then he just takes this pawn and then the next one. So I'd rather just repeat. Even though he's going to be able to check here and then I move and then take this pawn anyway. If he goes for that, but let's just try to get his time low. Yeah, I had high hopes to get these pawns, these weak pawns, which I think I was going to be able to do pretty soon, but just one mistake that allowed him to kind of infiltrate and create this checkmate threat before I was able to win the pawns back, turned out that they were a big threat to not get them quick enough. And when you leave pawns like that in your position, just one small error can really seal the deal. Okay, do I just take here? Yeah, I think I just take there. I mean, he's still able to just go like that. Let's just play quickly. Hit in the knight again. He's not able to hop here or here. Could no, he can't defend it with the rook. So he has to move the knight. Actually, where can he move the knight? I guess he can move it here. But that's not ideal. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna take the knight. Yeah, that's not... I'm just gonna take the knight, even if there could be a mate threat here. Actually, oh yeah, he comes to here. Yeah, that is gonna be a big concern, but I can start trying to check him. Check. Where? Where do I check? Go down there. I can't go here. Go over. I give check here, he comes here. How do I check again? I go here, he takes, and then takes. I'm gonna check here. But there's no way to get to where I can see this with my queen. Alright, let's just... Still can't go here. This doesn't do it. That's just mate. Let's just take this, I don't know. Just sack the queen and then try to flag him or something. I can't really do anything though, because he's gonna come back to there. So I have to just go here. Although actually no, he has checkmate. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I saw that right when he played it. Okay, yeah, that was lost before. I just figured maybe I can try to get him on time, but because it's 15 plus 10, it would be pretty hard to do that. So let's see. I feel like he played really well, but also I've been playing kind of bad. So let me see. Yeah, he did play really well. He had almost 90% accuracy. And then I just had the one blunder. Let me just jump to that. Yeah, it was just this move. That's all it was. And then he found all the best moves, it seemed like. And I thought I was fine because I thought I can just threaten his knight. But then I realized afterwards that he takes with the threat of also like mate in 2 here, so I can't take the knight. Alright, let's go back to the start though. I think I thought I played pretty well for most of the game until basically just that one move. Yeah, like this stuff is all pretty fine. We trade. Position's pretty equal. They wanted me to take his knight there, but I don't think it was a huge deal. And then this was a mistake. Yeah, okay. He didn't realize, but I think he could have gone here, right? I know that's a blunder. Oh no, never mind. Because then I get 2 pieces for the rook. So actually, it's fine. I mean, he gets the rook and a pawn for 2 pieces, so maybe it's pretty equal, I think. But it considers it a blunder though. Pushing that was a mistake. Did it want me to? It did want me to push this earlier. Okay, that's actually pretty important. I thought, because this is what led to the major threat later on, I thought that letting him push here and then pushing was fine. Because it seemed very difficult for him to put much pressure on these squares, but then he was able to do that actually with the bishop and the threat of the queen coming in. And it was hard to defend the knight multiple times, I think. Yeah, because this pawn no longer defended it. So that idea was wrong, I think, of me. To just go for advancing it and letting his pawn sit here. I think this, even though it allows the it's always a tricky decision because you don't really want to allow him to get the sacrifice here, but he doesn't have an immediate sacrifice because here would not really do anything unless the queen was kind of there to follow up. But that, to me, that normally has been more threatening, the bishop sacrifice, than the pawn coming up close. But in this case, yeah, it actually didn't want me to even push here, even though he was already here. It wants me to go over. Then he takes. And then it doesn't even want me to take. We actually just sit here behind his pawn. And there's no way he can get into here. That just seems very dangerous though. Okay, that was a mistake. He wanted him to threaten the queen with the knight. Yeah, I need to be more aware of this move because I do see this pretty often whenever I bring my queen here to b6. But I normally forget about it. Gotta be aware of that move. That was a mistake. Hopping over here was inaccurate. Then it was a mistake for him to play this here, so he was making a lot of mistakes here. And it did want me to try to trade the queens, actually. But, I mean, this looks pretty bad with the pawn structure, so I didn't want to do that. Let's see, where were we? He takes... And then, oh yeah, I did make a mistake here because I didn't realize that I was going to lose the pawn here. I totally overlooked that it was overloaded. Still wasn't a huge deal. We're still about equal. And then pushing this pawn, he drops back, and I push the pawn is all it took. It wanted the rook to defend the bishop, which I also was kind of thinking of doing. But the only reason I didn't is because I thought that this move made more sense, and I didn't see the threat of the mate coming, and I also didn't really want the rook to step too far away from the king because the king was defending the rook, and here it doesn't have a defender, so then it could also be a target. So I was trying to keep everything defended and didn't see the threat of coming over here at the time because I thought I'd just take the knight. So that was really the only big issue. That, and then maybe not pushing the pawn forward, and then also I guess minor issue was not realizing that I was going to lose the pawn after that little exchange earlier where he took this pawn here, which is kind of what allowed his queen to come in. So maybe that was a pretty significant issue there. And then yeah, I didn't have anything. Let me see what the advantage was. Yeah, +5, which is what I was kind of thinking there. And then okay, wanted me to sack the queen for the rook there. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Checkmate. Okay, well, what was that? 2 losses and 1 win? Yeah, 2 losses and 1 win. We're at 1271. Still kind of hovering around the high 1200s. I feel like I'm very close to getting 1300, but I've still been having decent amount of mistakes lately, so I am going to try to get more games in frequently. This is the first time I've done 3 in one day in probably a little while, so maybe I'll do more of that. And yeah, this has been day 122. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on day 123.